You know what I'm saying? Like
y'all women got to stop that shit, man, because it's like these kids are being locked out. I mean, imagine Dr. Brian talking to Ghostface and
God, man,
and Infinite.
Oh,
you know damn, what I'm saying? Imagine how that shit went. Look here, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
I don't fuck with that nigga, kid. I don't fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Daddy, no. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that shit would go. But
you soft, son.
It's that way I taught you. You know what I mean? I ain't taught you about that shit. But yeah, imagine. I wonder if that's gonna ever happen. Actually.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because Infinite music is actually dope. If you're into that.
I haven't listened to it. I haven't listened
to it. Bro.
I'm not
weird because he got a dress on, but a do-rag looking like ghosts and shit.
Is he a rapper?
He's a singer.
He's a singer.
He definitely got some gas in him. Like is off the chain. It's like Supreme Clientele, but a gay album type shit.
Jesus Christ. Where are our sound effects? D, didn't you say you was working on some sound effects?
Yeah, man. I gotta tell you, that stupid thing that I had, man, that thing ain't work. I'd return that shit.
We need them for times like this, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna chop that shit. I'm just saying, like, the shit is actually, if I'm telling this motherfucker about to win a Grammy.
Infinite is about
does Ghost have a Grammy?
Ghost ain't even got a Grammy. This nigga about to be Infinite about to win a Grammy. I'll guarantee you.
Yikes, dog.
Because it's actually good.
That sucks. I mean, I'm not rooted for, I don't know what I'm doing, but like, yo, dog, I don't know.
How do you deal with that? Like, you know what I'm saying? He has his ways of how he think his son should be. You know what I'm saying? That's him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Shorty like, nah. And maybe because he was on tour all the time, it was a deficit that he discovered something different. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let me do this because I'm curious. Like, I've never heard the kids, I shouldn't say kid, the young man's. I've never heard their music before. Let me.
There's a lot of the Sun God. There's another son of his, like Sun God Nasty. You know, they definitely artists. You know.
Let's see here. Shit, that's.
Gotta tell you.
That shit was hard. Yeah, Ghost is in trouble. I didn't know he was actually gonna be a dope artist.
He's fucking dope, bro. Like,
it sounds pretty cool. It sounds pretty good, man.
I'm sorry.
So Ak, is that like the general feel of the music?
Nah, he go into you know, he go on that level too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like, you know, like he about to blow the fuck up.
Okay.
He is.
I guarantee you he's gonna win the Grammy. I guarantee you, just for the fact of the story of his father not accepting him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They're gonna go hard, pause on that, you know?
They are. That's
only thing that's gonna make the story beautiful is like when he accepts the Grammy, Ghost come through with the fucking the eagle on and shit like that, and you know, looks at him with the hardest look and then give him a hug. And everybody stands up and claps, and you know what I mean. And
so I just want to mention real quick, Z, that the name of that joint is called Infidel by Infinite Coles. So we're speaking about Ghost's non-acceptance of his son. So, you know, this might have been one of those joints where, you know, he's bearing his soul and talking about how he feels like an outcast, you know.
Yo, that's crazy, man. I figured when you were telling me about him, I figured it was gonna sound like Andre 3000's Flute album. This shit is actually hard. If Andre's album sounded like this, I wouldn't even be complaining. But
I'm telling you,
it's sad, man. It's sad because it's sad for several reasons, man. But for me, it really plucks in my heartstrings, man, because I thought Wu-Tang was for the babies. You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like that's the thing. Like that's the thing. But also, you know, as Ghost was, there are two sides to every story, of course, right? And
absolutely.
I'm not at all an advocate or advocating conditional love of your children. Right. But there are certain choices that a son in particular can make to disappoint their father that is hard for the father to reconcile with or come back or come through. Right. So I think that the and maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it might not matter. Right. But this is where my mind is going with it. Did Infinite end up the way that he is because of a lack of a father figure, a lack of masculine energy, healthy masculine energy? Or did his father remove himself when he started living his life a certain way and his pops couldn't take, you know what I'm saying, being around that sort of energy? And I'm sure that there are going to be people that watch this that are like, yo, it doesn't matter. You're supposed to accept your child, whatever the case may be. But man, situations have a lot of layers and a lot of complexities.
It does. And you know what? I'm sorry, Z, to interrupt. What I was going to say is, after you got finished, I'm sorry for interrupting you. I think I'm really sorry for interrupting you there. But I do. First of all, are you done? Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
No, I don't accept your apology, D. Never just done, though.
You killed it, man.
No, brother. No, I was done. I was done.
Okay. Yeah, what I was going to say to your point is that sometimes, man, there's these complex situations in the family dynamics that people on the outside are just not privy to.
Yeah.
And as a result, none of us are in a position to make judgment, cast any type of dispersions to anybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So,
I think another situation that reminds me of this. Lawrence Fishburne.
Right, with his daughter, right?
His daughter.
That's
Montana, right? Montana Fishburne.
That's right.
She did porn.
That's right.
To my understanding, Lawrence Fishburne had cut her off. You know what I'm saying? Like Larry cut her off. And you know what I mean? And like that's one of those things.
And he don't like being called Larry, man.
He does not like being called Larry.
I got you. Yeah.
But that's one of those things, though, bro. That's like, yeah, you're supposed to have unconditional love for your kid. But if your kid does something that goes so against your moral compass, right? Shit. Like they just embarrass the shit out of you. And I'm not even like, the Infinite thing, I'm not even trying to offend. I'm not trying to offend gay people. I'm not trying to compare being a homosexual to doing porn, even though I am making that comparison. But I'm really talking about the perception of a parent, of their kid, of something that when you do care, you try to mold in your likeness and you try to mold to be better than you. And if that doesn't take for whatever reason, whether, God forbid, that's, your son, playing for the other team, or whether, God forbid, that's, your daughter shooting porn, like, is there a point that as a parent you can say, damn, I've done everything that I've tried everything, and now I'm washing my hands of you. There's nothing. Yeah. There's nothing left that I have to give.
Right. What more do you want me to do?
what do you want me to do, man?
Right.
So you know what? Ak and I have had a conversation before, fairly recently, being fathers of sons, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the things I think I recall sharing with you, Ak, was from the first time I became a father, I always said to myself, I would do my duty as a father to a son in teaching my son to be the very best person that he can be at all times, to be honorable and respectful, right? Foundationally, that's all I ask for, right? But then obviously, I'll do my duty as a father to make sure that they have everything that they need emotionally and otherwise. And always make myself available to give guidance and support, right? I think fundamentally that's what a father or a parent's responsibility is. But kids are going to make their own decisions at some point. Kids, as they grow older and they come into understanding who they are and the person that they want to be and who that person is at their core, you know, you don't have any control over that. You know what I'm saying? And I think as parents, we have to recognize that and say, at some point, listen, I've done my job as a parent. I was never absent. I was always present. I gave you the information that you need, that you needed. I molded you into a fundamentally good, respectful, and honorable person. After that, my job is done. You know what I mean? So if your kid decides, in this case, not that, you know, a person that's gay is not honorable, that's not what I'm saying. But perhaps depending on who you're dealing with and who that father is, perhaps becoming a gay person or somebody that is a gay person or grows up to be gay is not honorable or is dishonorable in some way to the family. You know, the parent can't hold that, right? Because the person, your child, despite everything that you've done, they reserve the right to become the person that they wanted, that they were born to be. You know what I mean? And I think it's important that we as parents, we recognize that even those of us that are men and we have this certain sensibility about us in terms of an understanding about us that we, you know, sort of hold close to us about what manhood is. Listen, things have shifted dramatically, man, over the years. You know what I mean? And people's idea of the idea of what manhood is and what it will be has become a very fluid thing, right? And I'm not gonna personally get myself all into a tizzy and not speak with my kid and then go to a place where that what was always unconditional love turns to conditional love because of something that you've done or a decision that you've made about who you want to be, you know, who you are, and it doesn't align with, you know what I mean? Like that shit, life is just way too short. Like I don't, man, nah.
So there's different things I want to say. So like, being that you're a Ghostface Killah, the member of the Wu-Tang Clan, you know how hard it was to go on concerts every every week, every day, just to keep on performing, just to get the album sales. They're on concerts for the rest of their life. They're in concert right now as we speak.
Yeah.
So many a times, fathers are not there for the kid,
right?
In his particular lifestyle, like this is his lifestyle,
no doubt.
You know, him focusing on trying to be the best MC of all time. That's concentration. That's time. Studio time. That's
Absolutely.
time.
Writing lyrics.
Writing lyrics. That's time. Away from your kid. You know what I'm saying? Where it's being raised by mom. So like that feminine feminine energy is more dominant. Prevalent.
Yeah.
To a child than the father. You know? We as fathers have to always have an open, safe space for our children. We're fighting against so many options, like you said, the fluidity, right? Mm-hmm. We have to present options as well.
Yeah.
You know? And one of the options is a safe space for us to have an open conversation about things.
That's right.
Because maybe the option is not available for the shorty.
Yeah.
So he had to develop to something that he see in his own canvas, you know? And he still has daddy issues. He wants the love from his father.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The conditional love of him like saying, nah, kid, fuck that shit, kid. You ain't gonna be no faggot. You know what I'm saying?
Just like Ghost.
we might need to edit that for the algorithm, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, bags of sticks, you know what I'm saying? Cigarettes and shit. You know? You know what I mean? So, yeah. But
yes, sticks and cigarettes. Yes.
Yeah. That type of faggot. So like,
you ain't nothing but a bag of sticks.
Yeah.
Yo, cigarette ass nigga.
Cigarette ass nigga. But nah, real talk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like real talk, like this, your pops is Ghostface. You know what I'm saying? And it's no excuse. And I would say that he should have took his kids with him. You know what I mean? And make sure that Shorty was close. That he could always walk up to like, Dad, I got a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dad, I don't understand. Because you teaching knowledge of self to everybody in the public, you know what I'm saying? And this goes to the dynamic of fucking focusing on the community.
You're so right.
And you're not focusing on your shorty. Your community is your fucking family, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not downing ghosts on this shit. I'm just saying your community is your family.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure they're straight first. Because the community out here don't give a fuck about you.
That's true.
They just love what you can do for them.
You're so right.
And it's unfortunate. Like, you have to always give kids the option. Like, you got to give them all the options that you could. Like I tell my son, life is like Fortnite. You jump freely down to this canvas, and then you start grabbing a whole bunch of shit just to be ready for war. I got to make sure that my son gets to the point, because I know how my son is, and I know what my son could potentially be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's scary sometimes when you can see your kid like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you want to make sure you give them all the options.
Yep.
So they can never be emotional.
Yeah.
So that chemical can never, so they can go, like, if they get in a situation, they can know how to handle themselves properly. You know? And that's what fathers do. That's a discipline, you know what I'm saying, that we can do. Or at least present satellites. If you're not able to do it, have satellites of the energy that you want him to be around, that he could follow, that looks like him.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And do that, like, strategically, like, strategize on different project plans when it comes to that, because that canvas is wild. It could be wild as fuck. Whatever they're ingesting, you know.
And to your point, everything that you're saying in terms of making sure that the adequate resources are there, so that your child is able to make an informed decision, allows you to, after all of the work and effort that you put in, to be able to mold your child into an image of yourself. If they decide not to, because there's other interests, natural or otherwise, you can step back and still feel some type of reassurance that, you know what, I did everything I could. I was there. I was present. You got from me what you needed, but you had to follow your own path.
Right.
I feel good. I was there. I did what I had to do.
But still have that level of conversation.
Yeah.
That openness. Like, I've seen a scenario where a person, he came out, right? Mom dudes didn't like that shit. Like, completely shoved him, get the fuck out of my house. You know what I'm saying? Pops was like, yo, whoa, what the fuck? Bring my son back home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went to a chick that was part of the community and stuff like that. I was like, hey, you know, like, I know somebody that, you know, just got ousted and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel sorry for little dude. You know what I mean? He said, oh, yeah, well, we provide counseling for him and shelter and stuff like that. So, okay, do you provide counseling for him? Do you provide counseling for the family? And she just looked at me in a stuck position. I said, see, that's fucked up. That's more predatory than anything. You just snatching the shorty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not, like, creating that conversation between the family, because that's a family issue.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to do that. Like, you're not supposed to just say, okay, segment and feed them all the shit that they're doing in fucking education systems right now, and feed them. You need to have an open conversation so this child can feel safe with their original parents.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then they can, if not arrive at a place of mutuality, at least arrive at a place that's civil, where it's like, all right, you do you, we're gonna do us, but at least we were able to mend any differences that we might have had so that we could start building from here on the basis of love, honor, and respect.
Love, honor, and respect.
What's crazy though, man, the RZA produced that track.
Really? That one that we just listened to?
That's his nephew.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. I don't know if we did or not, but that would be hilarious.
This is serious, Z. Fuck.
My bad. No, but look. I think
even Monty look like, hey yo.
These are important conversations to have, man. I think the homosexual conversation has been such a touchy subject, especially in the Black community for so many years, that a lot of us haven't necessarily dealt with it head on. Definitely, no pun intended. I think that now we're in the age of communication about emotions, about sexuality, about these different things. And if we're talking about emotions and we're talking about sexuality, but we're not talking about masculinity, we're not talking about, gender roles, traditional or otherwise, if we're not rooting the next generation in something, then it's going to be left up to like the people that you were talking about, the counselor that wants to grab the kid that thinks that they might be gay, but doesn't want to have any level of conversation with the parents, right? And if you have a situation where you don't have a father that's in the home, or you don't have a mother that's in the home, or whatever, and you have an imbalanced dynamic of femininity and masculinity, that creates a level of confusion, right? Even in a heterosexual child, you see a lot of young men or whatever that are raised by their mother that don't exude really what would traditionally be considered to be healthy masculinity, whether that is not being chivalrous, right? Or knowing to hold the door for a woman, or, knowing that you should maybe walk on this side of the sidewalk or whatever, it's like just that understanding that comes from generational knowledge that's usually passed down from man to man to man. When there's a missing link in that chain, the village subsidizes what would be in the chain. And if you don't have a healthy village, if you have a village that certain things are being perpetuated more so than others, if you have a village where the term masculinity is preceded by toxic 9 times out of 10, or every time you hear it, right, then you're creating a level of lack of understanding that can really only be remedied through healthy conversation and healthy counterweights through healthy males and healthy women that understand who is who and what is what. So we're seeing, like, I really think that this is kind of the tip of the iceberg, because Infinite Coles, man, shout out to the young brother or whatever, man. I wish him nothing but the best and nothing but success. It reminds me of Magic Johnson and his son EJ, like same dynamic. You Magic Johnson, you're on the road, 300 nights out of the year. I don't know what the NBA schedule is or whatever, but you're doing all types of traveling, right? And when you're not traveling, clearly you're fucking. But you a busy brother, you know what I'm saying? You one of the creme de la creme as far as like damn near the Cam Newton thing, right? So you have this career and you're known as one of the greatest. But when you are one of the greatest, that takes a lot of personal time and dedication. You look at Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying? His sons aren't gay, but neither of them niggas can hoop. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would think that would be automatic. Like, you wasn't in the gym with your kids, you were in the gym with yourself, right? You were neglecting them, because obviously if you were in the gym with them, they would be at least in the league. You're royalty.
Yeah.
It would be Bronny James, you know what I'm saying, at the very least. Shit, Isaiah Thomas's son is gay. The older Isaiah Thomas, Zeke, to play for the Pistons.
Right.
He's a DJ or whatever, like around here, whatever, and he's gay or whatever. And he said that somebody molested him when he was younger, and that's how that ended up happening. But again, if your schedule is so demanding that you cannot be there as a father, or whatever happens that you cannot be there as a father, if you don't have a village to supplement that absence, you're going to have more and more confusion and lack of understanding. Yeah, and it's just gonna get worse, man. It's like the tip of the iceberg with this generation.
Yeah,
that's the one thing that I do like about Jigga and B. You know what I'm saying? Like they have their kids there with them. You know what I'm saying? Now to say that they have a childhood and hang out with friends and shit like that, no, they fucking the richest kids in the world. You know what I mean? But they're with their mommy, they with their daddy.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, they're monitoring everything. They're educating. Man, I can imagine Blue mind is so fucking vast in knowledge right now. It's crazy, probably. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it might be too much pressure for her too because she is a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a lot of dynamics just to try to mold the brain properly and stuff. Like, and you pushing your own ways and stuff, and you know, and you might not even give them the opportunity to have a choice. You know what I'm saying? To make their own own decisions and stuff, man. And yeah, I wish the best for them. Like I said, I envision once he wins the Grammy, Ghost gonna come through with the robe and the Tim's on and the eagle. He's gonna look at him up and down, and he's gonna give him a hug and say he's sorry, and they're gonna cry, and it's gonna be a beautiful moment. You know what I'm saying? In Grammy history, then they're gonna come up with an album. You know what I'm saying? Because I hope that Ghost don't come on like on the stage like he did with Action Bronson. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
I'm Big Papa. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let me throw your fucking beard because it gets done. You know what I'm saying? Pronto. Jesus Christ, that was the craziest shit.
That was so